Hi everyone. So I'm stuck with the not seeing my camera thing again. So I'm not gonna be able to interact and everything and show you things. If I'm off camera, I apologize, but YouTube has stopped showing my camera again, so I cannot see it, but you can. Here it's here, but it's all black on my screen, so I can't see anything. Um, So please don't ask me to go on things or use certain things because I can't do that, and I've explained why. But I'll put my links below so we can at least have that going. I'm making the big version of the zombie cat today. It will be my first time. Um, I've decided to make it black with some colored features and sort of a neon rainbow type of thing. So that's what I'm doing right now. I have other orders and things to work on, but right now I can't really do anything of that because my hands really hurt and they're very small, so I can't be working on that right now. Like things with fingering yarn I can't be working on because I have a flare up and it really hurts, and it hurts like up to there. Um, so I'm not gonna be using that. I hope everyone is doing well. It's been so hot these past few days. It's crazy. I'm right there sitting in my living room, dying of heat basically, and I can't put my AC on because I don't have the money to pay for that. Because uh, the electricity bill is already overdue for months, and they're gonna cut my electricity soon. I wonder why they haven't done that yet. They were supposed to do that in March, but for some reason it's still up. But it will be canceled soon for sure because now I've been late for like over 6 months. Um, so if you want to help out with that, my Ko-fi has a link for a fundraiser for bills and necessities. And I also have my internet that's gonna get cut if I don't pay it soon, and I owe quite a bit on that. It's not a small amount. On top of that, I'm also trying to raise money for rent sooner because last month I was stuck without money, and my landlords were threatening to evict me. So, and in Quebec, it's not like in the other places. Since I have been late in the past, they're allowed to evict me tomorrow if they want to, even without a reason, just because I've been late more than once. And that's how it works. The first day that you're late, they're allowed to start legal procedures so that like they can sue you for the amount of money you owe the next day if they want to. However, since I've been late paying in the past, they're also allowed to sue me and evict me as a result. So they could do that anytime they want, even if I have paid. Like they could evict me tomorrow. They can choose to refuse to renew my lease too. They can do that if they want, and they don't have to give me any notice if they do that. They can do like, hey, no, bye. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And even if they didn't have the right, like I don't have money to pay for a lawyer anyway, so I couldn't fight it. So I would have to take whatever they throw at me, and that's just the way it is. So far, I feel like this one will be really long to make because it's like the size of the body is the size of the head of the smaller cat, of the smallest cat. And I maintain my position that Tanya should write a mini pattern that would be super cute, and I would buy it. I would for sure buy that. I would make like tiny teeny ones with small yarn, and they'd be adorable. So yeah, I've decided to make it black with some colored features, and from the top to bottom they're gonna switch colors. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And I want to make striped ears too. So yeah, the eyes are gonna be red, like that neon coral color. So we have 7 features, right? Well, I think it's 7 anyway. So we have the ears, which are gonna be pink. Um, the eyes are gonna be coral. The smile is gonna be orange. The arms yellow. The fish on the belly will be green. The feet will be blue, and the tail will be purple. So that's what's gonna go on. So if you want to see my zombie cats, go over to my Etsy shop, and I have a lot of them actually. I've had to raise my prices recently, and it's not because I want to try to scam people, but I was selling a medium-sized plushie for like $55, and like that took me over a day to make, and I was like, okay, that's not a fair price if I get $50 for a day's worth of work, and that's all I get, and I would have to sell like 10 of them per month to even like draw even, and that's before shipping. So like because Etsy takes fees, so with shipping it's even more. um well, because yeah, I'm calculating what I would get too, but how can I explain? It's hard to explain, but basically, yeah, I wouldn't make very much money at all. So because of that, I decided to put them $70 instead, before shipping. And I know that that's a lot, but if I sell some, then at least I get a fair price for them. And that's the price the designer advises to put them anyway. And I put the bigger cats for $100, which I get. It's quite expensive, but also it's a large plushie, so you have to take into account that this probably took me a very long time to make. If you see that, and before then, like my big plushies were so cheap. I would charge like $50 for a very large plushie, and yeah, no, that's no good. Charge at least $100 if your plushie is over 10 inches. You gotta charge more. You have to. You just otherwise you're underselling yourself, and it's putting you and others into trouble as well. Because then, after that, people see, hey, that person charges $100. That's way too expensive, and like they think that you selling cheap is actually fair price, but yeah, okay, you make more sales, but it will not compensate you, and it will not compensate you properly either. The reason I decided to raise my prices, even if it means less customers, it means that at least I get paid fairly, and I will buy a new. I will build no. I will build a new customer base who expects to pay more, because they know what I make is worth more. If that makes sense, the old customers who saw my stuff for cheap are now no longer interested in it, so they're not gonna look at it anymore. And the people who are like, hey, okay, that's a fair price, and who are not shopping around, they will keep coming. So yeah, I just didn't want to undersell myself. I want to be paid fairly. I had a tendency to tell people less money so they would agree to buy from me, but I'm not doing myself any service by doing that. Even if it means less sales for the time being, it also means that people aren't taking advantage of me as much. And I've had a lot of people taking advantage of me. Like, there's a person always coming and asking for free patterns and free stuff in my comments, and it's quite annoying. Um, but every chance they get, they're like, "Oh, give me that pattern. Oh, you have a pattern for this. Give it to me. Give it to me." And I'm like, "No, go buy it." Like, people who are my friends, they want to give me money. Like, they want to support me. The people who really do care about me, they're not trying to get a bargain. But yeah, basically, I just wanted to say why I increased my prices. And if you're interested in this zombie kitty, after it's made, it will be in my Etsy. So right now we're just working on the body, which will be all black, just so the features pop against it. And everything will be black, but with stripes of the other colors. Things that I already have stripes won't be further striped. They will just be as they are now. Like the arms, for example, the arms will stay the way they are, but um, the feet and the ears, which normally aren't striped, will be striped, and I think I will stripe the tail too. I'm thinking it's gonna be best if I stripe the tail. It's gonna look a little bit better. So, like, the tail has a black tip, and then there are little feathering edges in the color you make it at the end of that. And so I think that after that I will stripe. So yeah, I just think it's a good idea for the pattern. So we'll see. Right now I'm just trying to see. The body has a lot of rounds. I'm trying to crochet rather slowly because it really hurts right now. Also, I apologize if you can't see me properly. I explained why at the beginning of the stream, but I can't see my camera anymore, so I have no way to tell if I'm on camera. And no, I'm not willing to use one of the softwares or websites, and I also explained why a lot. So please don't ask me to use Restream and StreamYard. I don't use those platforms. They don't work for me. It confuses me more than anything, and it makes me frustrated. And I decided for my own mental health that I was gonna put them aside, unless I really need them to like have guests on or something. But I don't like having guests, which I also explained why. Because it's a big demand and it hinders the plans I had. Like if I plan to work or something like that, like it hinders that in a way, and it makes it so I cannot do as planned. And for an autistic person, I know that sounds stupid, and people are like, "Ah, deal with it already." But for an autistic person, not following through with plans and things like that, and having things like upended and interrupted like that is really hard to deal with. So I will have a meltdown if someone tells me I want to go up, and I add them. I will have a meltdown. Um, I know, like a lot of you do that on your channel, which it's totally fine, and like that's cool. But more often than not, most of the time, I don't have the energy to do that. Unfortunately, I know it makes me sound like feral or anything. I don't really care. I'm doing what I need to for my mental health. So yeah, I will just go fill this back up, and I'll be right back. I'll really try to at least finish the body today, because I gotta get on with things. But yeah, I'll be right back. Sorry. And I also think I will have to separate my Etsy listings for the cats again, because people aren't buying the medium size anymore at all. Like nobody's bought that in 2 months, so I'll have to split it back up if no one buys. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know if it's because it's not clear enough or because it says one price and then when you click on medium it says another price. Because Etsy is stupid, okay? They put on the lowest price and then people click on your listing and see that it's actually higher because it's a different item, and they're like, oh, okay, if it's not that price, I don't want it anymore then. Okay, but it's not that the same thing. It's not the same item you're looking at. But people don't understand that necessarily. So it's just like a thing on Etsy. It's just that I wanted to do this, like make better. I forgot the word, I'm sorry. I can't remember the word, I'm sorry. But the listings, it's gonna be more expensive for me to do it this way. But like right now I am not selling anything, and like it sucks. I kept my small listing just in case I had to do this. So I think I'll just duplicate the medium listing and create the big listing too. You see? This is just the very bottom of it, and it's the size of the small cat's head. So you see, it's kind of massive. It's gonna use a lot of stuffing. I really hope someone buys that. Um, I'm gonna crochet until my hands hurt. After that, I'm gonna change the listing on Etsy to include the things I need. Okay. It's really hot today, by the way. I'm not gonna check the weather thing, but because like I'm working right now, but feel free to let me know in the chat what temperature it is where you are and how you're coping with all this heat we're having. And I really hope for a thunderstorm soon because goodness. So yeah, I really like the big kitty pattern. It is um, clearer. The features are clearer and bigger. Even the arms, like when you make the small kitty, when you make even the medium kitty, arms are a little bit bigger than the small, but also at the same time, it's kind of like they're very narrow, sort of, and the big seems the how can I say they seem more defined, more bulky, like you could actually stuff them without using a pencil. So yeah. And I also have the mythical creatures book now, so I wanted to try to do a mythical creature. I'm thinking maybe a phoenix because I have a lot of reds and like reddish grays, brownish reds, things like that in wool, but I don't have the hook to make them anymore because I had to sell that hook. It was a Furls Odyssey like this one, but in black. Yeah, these are DK yarns, so I sold the hook that I would be using. I'm gonna buy a cheaper one from Michaels and just use that instead. And I'm looking to buy silicone beads to enhance that. So probably gonna buy cheap ones off of somewhere. But yeah, just wanted people to know that's how things are going right now. But I'm gonna like this very, very big kitty because just looking at the base right now, it seems massive. So, okay. I'm having kind of a semi-heat stroke where I feel like a heat stroke, but I don't actually have one. And it's just because I'm hypersensitive to heat as an autistic person. Some people are quite the opposite, like they're always freezing, but I'm overheated all the time. Not way, but I'm overheated all the time, and I find it really hard. Oh, I made more gay hats, by the way. I made a bisexual hat and I made a pansexual hat. And all of them are in my Etsy. Those are bucket hats and they're swirly and very beautiful. Um, like I've shown them in previous live streams. But I can also show you a little bit later if you're interested. But if you look on my Etsy, I think it will be like one of the first listings in the crochet page. Something like that. But yeah. Also, I'm using all my black yarn. I'm sad. I'm gonna have to buy more, but I don't have money right now. Like, I owe $200 to the internet company, and I owe like $800 to the power company. It's gonna be a little bit harder to pay back. But yeah, if you want to help out with that, greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate that. Or just if you want to help out with rent, so I can at least get that going. Just like save up a little bit more. Uh, just so I'm not last minute and desperate like last time. If you want to check out my Etsy, I have a bunch of items on there. So if you want to support me that way, just know that a lot of this will go towards that. I think like if I make this realistically, the whole body will take me as much time as a full medium cat would take me to make. So maybe a full day for this and at least 2 other days for the rest. So yeah, I feel like $100 for more than a day is not that exaggerated. um, the person was like saying from 100 to more. The designer, that's what she sells the regular sized kitties for, and the medium ones she said 70 to 80, and the small ones 40 to 50, and I sell them 45. um my mediums are still a bit underpriced. They're 70 after calculating the Etsy stuff and things, so they would be like 65 or something. But if I do a market, I would probably just charge the same price as Etsy regardless. It's just because I didn't want to put them like $20 more in one go. I'm gonna go slowly with the price increase. I don't want my customers to just like, oh, that's way too expensive. Bye. I announced in my shop announcement about my price increases, and that I really hope people understand. So far, I sold the pattern, and that's pretty much it. Since the announcement. Okay, I have 2 more rounds before I finish the just that part. Okay, I'm good. Want to at least get to the head. That would be a good goal, I think. But yeah, I want to make some cute mythical creatures. Like if I make a dragon out of that book, I would probably sell that for like 150, 120, or 150, just because there's so many details and things. It's not gonna be that big, especially if I use DK yarn, but yeah, you know, it makes sense, right? Let me know what everyone's working on. I'm not gonna be live for very long because my roommate is home soon, and he's not gonna be very quiet. You know how it's been. If you've been here before, you kind of know. You kind of know how it's been with him. I have a feeling that the head's gonna be like 10 increases per rounds wide. It's just a feeling. That's huge. The medium size is like A, something like that, and the small is 6. Like I'm not gonna tell you anything about the pattern, obviously, because it's a paid pattern. But it's just to give you an idea of the size difference, just how many more uh, rounds of increase you gotta do for the head, which is a lot. And yeah, okay. I wanna at least finish this, at least the first page. I think I'm gonna have to approach this one by page. There are 9 pages, so if I finish page 1, maybe page 2, unless no, I think the head starts there, so might not. Okay, I just have one more round. Hi, welcome in. How are you doing? What are you up to? I am making a zombie cat, and I'm making the biggest size. I've not made one yet, so I've only made the medium and small. So I'm making the regular now. And just look at that. That's the bottom of the cat. That is going to be massive. It's gonna take my whole space, my whole workspace. And I don't know, I also want to make a black and white one because I think that would be pretty cute. But yeah, right now I'm making a colorful one, black with some colored stripes and such, colored features, colored eyes, everything. It's gonna be a bit rainbow, actually. Yeah. Okay, and now I will count. I'm almost there. Yeah, I also need to make more bats because I have 2 in stock right now, but I've not made any in a while. I've not sold any in a while. Okay, 13. You finished a super-sized kitsune. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Rest your hands. And health is very important. Right now, I have a carpal tunnel flare up, but I still have to work, so I'm trying to be gentle on myself and make things that aren't as painful to make. That's why I'm taking a break from an order for small amigurumi that I had, which are like fingering sized yarn. So that's what I'm doing. Working with worsted instead is easier and less harsh on my hands, so it allows me a small break. Yeah, I keep getting viral threads and then people making all sorts of weird comments on them, and then I end up deleting them because I'm annoyed at people. Like, Of course, I want my business to be successful, but right now it's like my political posts and my uh, things like that are getting popular, and like I don't know, I would like my work to go viral too. Because right now I'm getting shared on platforms about hateful stuff, and yeah, and it's not been great. Like, I'm getting reposted for the purpose of making fun of me and commenting bad stuff instead of getting reposted by supportive accounts. And that's kind of just what Threads does sometimes, and I'm not about that. Like, I block people who are hateful or disrespectful. I don't go and share their things. Like, I don't quite have the patience to deal with folks like that, so I just delete my posts sometimes. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And then I'll have a post that has like 15 likes, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm willing to accept that. And that's just because I was following the Bear in the Woods account, which is like dedicated to feminism and stuff. It's actually, if you've heard of the whole bear debate, that person just decided to make an account and share stories and things on it. So yeah, that's what's going on. Other than that, I just try to crochet as much as I possibly can. Do you have any other plans for other fun makes? I would love to know. Maybe even give me ideas for what to crochet next. Because I've been making a lot of zombie cats and a lot of hats too. But my shop needs variety, so maybe attract more customers. I have a few things that I could add to my shop, but they're on my Riddler shop right now. And the problem, if I add them to Etsy, if one sells over on one place and not the other, it's hard to edit it on Riddler. On Etsy, I just mark -1. I just like change the number available, but on Riddler, I gotta delete the whole journal thing. It's complicated. I don't even know how to do it on Riddler actually, but yeah. And like if it sells at two places at the same time, then I gotta reimburse one. So yeah, I went with my dad to the restaurant last week, last weekend actually, and it was Mother's Day, and the lady assigning seats looks at us and goes, "Yeah, okay, blah blah blah. I'm getting you a seat for two, blah blah blah. Okay, cool." And then she looks at me and said, "Do I offer you a flower?" I looked at her in confusion because in my mind, I'm not a woman. Okay, if you didn't know, I'm queer and I'm agender, but like she can't know that, right? Which I'm fully aware of, and I'm not angry at her or anything because she didn't know. But I was looking at her confused because in my brain, like, I don't think, oh, that's right, I have boobs. Like, I don't think that way. I think of myself as just a person, and so sometimes it's confusing to me what people say. But then, so I say no. I'm not a mom, and she has the nerve to look at me and look at my dad back and forth. Oh, you two are still practicing. Seriously, that's what she said. My goodness, nosy people. I swear it would have been okay to just go, oh, I'm not giving you a flower then. Okay. Or just, oh, give this to your mom or friend or whatever. But no, she had to say the gross thing. She had to say the gross, disgusting thing that implied I'm effing my dad. So, yeah, people just don't assume when you're out in public. Already, I get that people still assume people are women or men depending on how they look like, because it's pretty rare to meet a non-binary trans person out in the wild. But like, you didn't have to say the gross thing, darling. You didn't have to talk to me about my father in that way, because I get that. Okay, taking someone out on Mother's Day who is not a mom or your mom, like, people will just assume men's are taking their wives and things like that. But come on, he's twice my age. He's over twice my age. He's almost 70. He's like 66, 67, something like that. So yeah, I was grossed out, and that I don't get why people say that stuff. I'm 30. My dad is visibly older than I am. Hi, welcome, Leather. How are you doing, dear? You're doing a bumblebee doll. Oh, that is cool. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, they're wicked. I don't make them anymore, though. No, it's not good customer service, right? In the South, we just say bless your heart. I love that. That's better. But yeah, she was nosy, going like, oh, you two still practicing. Oh my goodness, no. Oh, goodness, no. Just be nice and just. She could have given me the flower and said, give that to someone who's a mom then, or something. But or just like, but okay, that's cool. But no. Oh my. Anyway, I know she was just trying to be nice, but she didn't have to say something so weird. And yeah, and also another person at another place gave me a rose, which I did end up gifting to my stepmom. I gave it to my dad. I said, "Hey, give that to your wife," because I'm not a mom, and she is my stepbrother. My little brother is her son, so that's what I said, and she got a rose out of it, so that's cool. But yeah, it was just like, what in the world is was she trying to insinuate? I don't know, but and after that she said, "Oh, I didn't want to offend you." I said, "Oh, that's quite all right." I didn't know how to say, like, please don't assume that people are in each other's bedrooms, you know? That's weird. But people are nosy often like that in public, I find. I don't know, but let me know if you've had a similar experience with like random people, but every time you like don't necessarily match a society standard, a person who does will always go like, you don't have kids yet, or oh, you're I don't know. They're always assuming things are that you are waiting to be like everyone else, or just um it's just, oh, it's in the making, or oh, just because someone does something, it must mean this other completely unrelated thing. Like, for example, um just because I looked at her weird, I was suddenly offended. Also, that's a thing. No, I was just in my mind. I'm not a woman, and I was not about to out myself to a random person I just met because I'm not comfortable with that. And you don't always know how people are gonna react to going, "Hey, actually, I'm trans. I'm not a woman, but thank you." Like you never know how people will react. More often they're not. They're very defensive about that. They accuse you of being aggressive, but really you were just explaining or telling them. Uh, for example, if I say, "Oh, thank you, but I'm not a woman," though, she could have been like, "Oh, I could possibly know that. How can I possibly know? Why are you so angry?" Things like that. People say things like that all the time to trans folks. I don't know why, but they do. Yeah. Oh, okay, I get it. You're working on the gumbo blanket for charity. Oh, that's cool. I don't know how it looks. Oh, yeah, okay. It's a TL yarn craft pattern. I've seen it then. It's like the Jacob's ladder. Oh, yeah, you showed me that the other day. But yeah, I was kind of like just taken by surprise. And um, mm, the rest of the day went fine, though. I was just like getting better from COVID. I was just, I'm not contagious anymore and I'm not sick anymore. So everything's good on that front at least. But yeah. Um, so, Leather, you weren't there when I said it, but I'm making uh, a large zombie cat right now. Sorry, I'm counting to make sure. But right now the whole body will be black, and then I will have stripes of different colors for the other features. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, that's nice. She modified the large pattern so that the head is not floppy, and you can like take out rounds to have a regular plushie instead of a bubble head. But I like the bubble head look of these kitties. I like that they're like flopping all the way. I think it adds to the zombie feel. So I'm gonna keep them. So I think I am going to manage to make 2 pages today out of 9. So that's great. That's great. And out of those 9 pages, you obviously have the cover page, um, which on the cover page there were like 10, 10 rounds or so. No, 13 rounds. So that's good. And like you have the end page with the credits and everything too. So like in the end I have a little bit less than 9 pages, but I just figured that if I make at least 2 or 3 pages a day, I'll finish pretty quickly. But yeah, I just want this one to be super colorful with the black, and the next one will be black and white. Black and white. So I wanted to ask also about the listings on my Etsy because I don't quite know how to approach that. Um, I'm yarning over I'm yarning over. I always yarn over for plushies and everything else because I am dysgraphic and I struggle with the motion of yarning under, like grabbing it from behind like that. It's awkward to me. So yeah, I always yarn over. I don't mind that it looks a little bit less tight. I just use a smaller hook, you know. So if I need it to be tight, that's what I do. But yeah, I was meaning to ask about my listing. So currently, I have a combined listing for the small cats, the medium, and the big, but people aren't buying that. So I'm wondering if it's better that I just have three different listings. What do you think? Do you think it would be less confusing because like there's a price difference between all of them? And I just seem to notice that people, I think maybe they have too many options to choose from, and it's a bit much, you know. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. What do you guys think? Because right now I have all the neon colors that I made all the small zombie cats from. And then I have all the color striping and color changing yarns that I made the medium zombie cats from. But then I have a crossover for all of them. So you can choose most colors and most sizes. And I think that maybe I have a few too many choices, and that's confusing people. So that's why I thought that maybe I would just make three separate listings instead and have the big, small, medium. And for the big, I'll go like uh, only ready items, not anything else. So yeah, um, because made to order would be a little bit chaotic if I get like 10 huge zombie cats, for example, to make all at once in 5 weeks because I have a 5 week uh, limit on my sales. That would be a lot. I think that would be a bit too much for me to deal with. So I'm thinking I'll just reduce the amount of yeah, I will just do uh, ready to ship large cats, and the other ones will have made to order settings as well as already made items. I have a few like on my bin over there in my bin. Oh, hi Lydia, how are you doing? You think of it as a figure of eight? Yeah, separate listings. Yeah, that's what I think too. I think I will separate them and have a little less choices. And I will still leave the commission, the custom order thing. Just if, for example, someone really wants a cat in another color, they can still get that if they want to, but like not have like 10,000 10,000 different color choices. So I think that that will be best. And yeah, right now I'm just working on this, but as soon as I am done with that, I will be editing my listings. And right now it is 5:21. I think I'll stream until the roommate is back home. 7. Okay. Mhm. But yeah, I wanted to test this out because my purchase is expiring soon and I want to review it before it expires. Because Tanya has amazing patterns and I love her patterns a lot. Made a lot of money from them, so I want to give it a good review. I apologize. I'm just finishing up this round that has a lot of counting in it. Yeah, okay. And it has 34 rounds before I get to the head. So right now I'm at 22. So I only have a few left, but big cat. You've been under the weather. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get better soon. Hi, Samantha. How are you doing? You're laying around right now, Lydia. I totally get that. I was sick earlier last week, too. Oh, you were sick yesterday, too. You've been sick a while. There you go. You can drop your links in the chat by typing in nightmare, as Samantha just did. You can do that. I think I put a time limit, but please don't abuse it. Like, if you do it once alive, it's fine. Today is kind of better. Oh, at least that's good. You don't have your horrible headaches anymore. I'm sorry to hear that you've been having headaches, but I'm glad you're not today. Oh, a toothache. That's no good. Toothaches are really painful. You can also type this up in the chat and get your forecast. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, there you go. Okay, so it's 23 degrees right now. And yeah, so it's really hot. Cloudy with a chance of dying from heat strokes. I only joke. 23 degrees is not that bad, but for me it is because um I overheat. So yeah. Let's get back to the zombie kitty. But yes, as I was saying, this one will be super colorful. I'll make a black and white one too. And just see, because people tend to like things that are very trippy with stripes and all kinds of crazy colors, you know? So I just thought that that would be popular. And for 100, I guess like, that is expensive, but the right person will probably come along and go like, oh, this is a very cute plushie. I need it in my life, and will buy it. And those will be kind of hard to ship. uh, but yeah, I still have the small cat listing. So I can just re-edit that and see. Let me just finish this round that I have to count for. It's gonna be real quick. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, two, three, four, five, six. This will also allow me to measure just how much yarn is in one of these large cats, because I've only made the small and medium. And for the medium, it's about 125 meters, maybe a little bit more, like 130. So now I'm just trying to see. All I know is for the small one, it's 40 grams, but I did not calculate the quantity, the exact quantity, but 40 grams of worsted yarn, which this skein is 200 grams, so you can make a lot of them with this. So, sorry, I've not been looking at the chat. Oh, it's a bit colder where you live, Leather, you lucky. Oh, it's quite hot in Nebraska right now. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big difference, right? No, for sure it's not. Toothaches are the worst. I had a little bit of a toothache last week. It went away now, but I had a little bit of infection there or something, I think, because I burnt myself pretty hard, like on the inside of my teeth, where the gum hits the teeth. That's where I burnt myself, and it got a little bit infected. But it's fine now. It healed properly, and I'm okay. That's why you have fake teeth. Yeah, I bet. Okay, let's finish this up now. I only have like 10 rounds to go. I really want to finish at least the body today. So far, so far the pattern is kind of the same uh, for the head as I can see on my monitor. But of course, it will swell up a little bit more, so you would have more rounds. Goodness, that's gonna take all my stuffing. Oh no, I'm gonna have to buy more stuffing. Oh, I want to get the boxes of 5 pounds of stuffing from Michael's, the polyfill boxes. I get that. It's $35 for 5 pounds of stuffing. It's fairly priced, I guess, but it's just a lot to buy in one go. Right now, the loops and threads is discounted, but I'm trying to not go and not buy anything because even if I do need it, I kind of don't have the funds for that right now. So I'm just hoping for a miracle, like I'll sell some stuff from Marketplace or something. All right, I'm pretty sure that was my roommate, so might have to go soon. I don't know yet. I've already been live for an hour though, so that's decent. I hope. the person who designed this is really good with shapes, and just how she did the bodies to always be the same um, shape from like the small to the big. It is really good. So I just wanted to say that. You haven't been sleeping well. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get more sleep. You have an appointment in 2 weeks. Well, I hope that it helps you. I have no dental plan because I'm unemployed. Well, I work for myself, but it's complicated. I don't have insurance for that because I cannot afford it. Um, there's a law in Quebec that you have to have health insurance. Uh, dental insurance is not comprised in that. Um, when I was in university, there was an included plan, but I don't have that anymore. But unfortunately, I cannot afford a dental plan, so I don't have one. So yeah, it's pretty weird sometimes. All how all the health stuff works. Because for people over in the US, I know it works pretty differently where you are. You probably know that healthcare is free in Canada, but that has certain limitation, you know. If you want to get a procedure done or something, your doctor has to deem it necessary. They're not gonna just give you free surgery for anything. Like that's not how it works. Like you can't request to get like bariatric surgery just for the heck of it, or you can't get like um, cosmetic surgery or anything just for the fun of it. They won't pay for that unless there's a medical reason, like unless you need it, sort of deal, you know. But it's not like in the US where they always refuse your things and blah blah blah. There's no insurance company that will say, well, your patient does not need this, blah blah blah, unless you get private insurance. But the insurance we have, it it covers the cost of your medical procedures that your doctor orders for you. So you don't pay at the hospital unless you go private. There are private hospitals in Canada too. We have both things, and it's in Quebec. It is a pretty big problem currently because every doctor is leaving the public practice to go private because they're not making enough money, and because they're having a lot of problems and things. So right now, like it really sucks. Our health system is really bad, and they're all leaving the the public thing to go private in their practice. So yeah, cool. They're making more money and such, and they're having better hours and more sleep, more rest. But then yeah, the system is screwed. They don't get paid nearly enough for that. Let me know if it's the same over in BC. Is everyone going private over there as well? Yeah, me too. I slept until like 11 too. I slept a lot today, and it's because I'm recovering for COVID. Oh, dental is included in your medical. Oh, yeah, for those on disability, but I'm not on disability because my doctor doesn't think I need it. I do. I really freaking do. I do need it. But my doctor doesn't agree with me, so. Yeah, there's an annual limit. Yeah, here too. But yeah, I'm not on disability because my doctor sucks. She sucks. She's not a bad doctor, she's just a bad person, to be honest with you. She's like this skeptical person that's like, do you really need this or are you just lazy? My dear, if I was just lazy, I wouldn't be freaking offing myself doing all this work. I don't think I am lazy with the amount of work I do every week. But she doesn't believe me because this is not a real job in her mind. This is a fantasy what I'm doing for her. It's just like I'm um doing something that is not really like for her this is not a real job. I'm This is a passion, a hobby in her mind. I'm not actually doing work right now for some reason. Um, let's move on. Yeah, but when I talked to her that I was about the fact that I was doing a small business and everything, she was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I don't think you'll make enough money though." But and I was like, "Do I even have any other choice right now? I can't get a job as in the public because I have untreated PTSD that you keep saying is just regular plain old anxiety, but is actually pretty severe and it's keeping me from working in the public. I have problems with showing initiative and things like that. I cannot lift heavy items because I have muscle weakness, which is associated with autism as well. I've had this since I was a kid. My joints and my muscles are very unstable, and it causes me to be unable to lift heavy things. And I have carpal tunnel, which also makes it so I cannot lift heavy items. I will drop them. So anyway, that's what I do right now. So I think I'm gonna go now. However, because my roommate is about to come home and I have been streaming for an hour, so I'm gonna thank everyone for coming. Yeah, some are going private, but the government isn't happy with. Yeah, it's not happy over there either. Over here either. Yeah, it. All of this is going crazy, right? But yeah, I want to thank you all for coming today and chatting with me. Really appreciate that. I will talk to you all soon. Might be on tomorrow. I don't know. It will depend how I feel. Like I was saying, some people were like hopping all over my boundaries, and it kind of put me off streaming for a while. Last time I had that whole thing about supposedly I had a very deadly disease because people with my condition often get that, and like it's fun to be just diagnosed by a random person off the internet, which I talked about. I don't want to go into too much details. I don't want to be targeting anyone or speaking badly of anyone. That's not my goal. I felt really I felt very uncomfortable with that, but like sometimes people don't realize boundaries because maybe they don't have the same boundaries, and it's okay. I get that, but yeah, I felt pretty bad about it. So I questioned if I really needed to be streaming as much right now, and I think I need to stream less actually. I know that money wise, it is best for me to keep working and building up my hours and such. It's pretty good to do that, you know. But yeah, I'm kind of trying to give myself a little bit more time to do other things as well, you know. So thanks everyone, and I hope you all have a good day, and that you have everything you need. I hope you're less sick very soon, Lydia. I hope you get better soon. So thanks everyone. Bye.